question?
Quick question. So what does this typically cost?
So a municipal lien search in South Florida, you would think, like, because I had a case in Key West, it was for free in Monroe County. All these cities, they want to charge between $200 and $300. But a municipal lien search, it includes taxes, utilities, it includes water. So I'm only concerned with the open permits and code violations, which is part of the municipal lien search. And it's very important you're pulling a municipal lien search through a good company. Some of them just go through what's on the city's website, and that's what the title company relies off of. But unfortunately, this information the municipalities charge for, and it's very expensive. It's public information that they charge for. It takes like I had a deal in Lauderdale, not North Lauderdale, Lauderhill, and everything was ready to close, but the municipal lien search took 5 to 10 business days, even with the rush, and they took to the 9th business day. So the association approved, everything was ready, but we couldn't close, we couldn't get title insurance without that municipal lien search. So these lien searches are very important. Typically, it's only title companies who are ordering lien searches, but big players in real estate, and David will tell you, I'm talking about commercial deals, residential deals, all types of deals. They're ordering lien searches before they list the property. Why are they doing that? Sometimes they get the owner to pay for it, but owners don't know if they have liens recorded, open permits, code violations. They could have purchased the property with it. So again, these guys don't know about it. But again, if you're able to educate your client or the seller, you can explain to them the importance of it. So this way, 5 months before closing, you know the deficiencies on the property and you know how to correct them and market the property. Maybe there's problems on the property and you don't want to entertain an FHA or VA buyer and you just want to do conventional. So there's all sorts of reasons why you would want to know what's going on. Yeah, you could slap a lockbox on the property and take pictures, but before I ever invested time in marketing a property or purchasing a property, I would want a municipal lien search.
I just have a situation. I bought commercial property in Deerfield. I ordered this municipal search. I paid $350. They said that the government cannot basically build nothing there, on my commercial space, because I was asking if the government can build something on this land, They said no, right? After closing, when deed was when they recorded the deed, they found out that the government can build on this property.
So basically, that was a zoning verification, or? Again, it's a very small amount and it's super important. So the zoning verification is a separate part of the municipal lien search, but the main things about the municipal lien search are open permits and code violations. I'm going to move forward here real quick. This was a commercial property. Again, this was a tenant who was subleasing and they had to buy the shopping center, but they had 4 walls and an open burglar alarm permit from 1992. Had the realtor brought the county on the property to close the burglar alarm permit, they would have found a tenant in there. They would have found this guy was renting to multi-marketing a Rainbow Vacuum and a tutoring center. So again, it's very important, either let me evaluate it. I can evaluate it and decide whether we want to proceed with the county or the city or closing it out, or do we want to convey, or we just want to wipe our hands with it. I was in a property in Coral Springs yesterday. It was a Y Green PACE loan. The guy, $60,000 in windows and doors. The guy left the permit open, and there was all these problems with 5 of the windows, and he didn't finish the work. So the point I'm trying to make is we need to know that loan needs to be paid off before closing. We also need to know, I said to the seller, look, if you could wipe your hands of this expired permit, convey the property to the buyers, credit them $10,000. Don't even attempt to call the city of Coral Springs in here. So again, there's different ways to settle deals. I don't like to do escrow escrow holdbacks, especially because the seller always ends up getting killed, and it's hard to get the buyer to cooperate. I like to deal with it before closing. A lot of title companies and real estate professionals, and attorneys, they heavily undervalue these problems just to get to the closing table. And the buyer-seller usually gets stiffed, and they lose the relationship with the clients. So again, a lot of these things we can handle before closing if we know about them. This is a property on Burris Road in Davie. A BP oil conglomerate called me in. They have in Port Everglades, they're leasing a site for their 30,000 isometric, their jet fuel basically, these large barrels. And so basically, this guy was subdividing the parcel, and he wanted to use phase 1, which is an environmental analysis from over a year ago. And when we asked to do our phase 1, that's when the deal broke apart, because he knew that there were contaminants on that site with lead and arsenic. So if you're buying an office condo, if you're buying a commercial or industrial property, it's always important to do a phase 1, which leads to a phase 2. The reason why so phase 1 identifies the problems in the soil, because we don't know what tenants dumped whatever on the site. A phase 2 is the cleanup part, but people don't want to identify the problems with the phase 1, because if there's problems on that property and it's designated a brownfield, it's reported to the state, and then no one will ever be able to get financing on that property again.
Unless you clean it.
Correct. Unless you clean.
With the large zeros.
Yes, yes. And actually, in this particular property, had my client bought the property, all the businesses around it, if any of the previous contaminants were found to mushroom, even from previous owners, he could be sued for tens of millions of dollars. And FDOT, who's right here, they have a lot of attorneys, the Florida Department of Transportation. So there's FDOT, there's a I think there's a landscaping company here, a storage facility here. This is right off, but Davie was the only city who allows you to store these containers outdoors. This was a very special deal, and and again, the realtor found him another spot after this one got canceled, but the point is, every single city has different zoning ordinances. I went over this part, what's included. David, I got to lend you my clicker. What's included in a municipal lien search. So again, this is a reliable municipal lien search. This is a company that you can contact, which is what brought me to them, because in my education, I was encouraging people to order lien searches. Most lien search companies only work with title companies, because they only want big accounts. This lien search company, you can order one lien search, they'll give you the turnaround time and good service and great information. This is an example of a Miami Gardens lien search that involves Dade County. So this is a multi-jurisdictional office condo that's being sold. So you see the city of Miami Gardens is involved, Miami-Dade County. There's a special taxing district here that's involved with Miami-Dade County. This one is in Tamarack. This involves the city of Fort Lauderdale. It crosses over into Broward County so we want to understand every single folio number that's going on. In Palm Beach, it's called a PCN, parcel control number. And in Broward, it's called a folio. In Miami-Dade, it's called a folio as well. But again, we want to know where we're working and what we're working with, and all of these things, when margins are small, can break up a deal. Here's the contact information for Reliable, which you have on here as well. And here's my contact information. And if you guys have anything at all that you need an owner's rep for or consulting, I'm not a contractor or who's going to come in and blow up the deal and is looking to do work. I'm here to provide you with good advice so you could get to the closing table and understand how to manage and everything around. So you guys can call me at any time if you need. I post a lot of video on Facebook, and on Instagram and LinkedIn. So again, please like my pages, and I highly, highly suggest that you guys get involved in video for your businesses, and personally, it's made a great difference for